For months now, I've been asking Republicans, the MAGA, anyone, what woke is. What exactly is woke? Why is it woke for the LGBTQ to have equal rights? Why is it woke for to watch an African American R&B artist, one of the best in the business, perform at the Super Bowl? Why is it woke? None of the Republicans have answered me. And every single day we keep seeing Republican pundits and Republicans in Congress and the Senate speak of woke. And none of them can explain what woke means. Well, guess what? I think I've got my answer. My friend John Pavlovitz wrote this article back in 2021, and I think it answers a lot of questions. His article, to Republicans, decency is woke. The politics of fear are nothing new. We've seen it throughout history. It's a well-worn playbook. When you lack actual ideas, you need an enemy. We have nothing redemptive to offer. You have to create a monster to push back against. We are devoid of all decency. You need to vilify it and somehow turn that decency into a threat. That's what we're seeing in America right now. Turn on any Fox News show monologue. Read any right-wing hacks news outlet. Visit any MAGA influencer's TikTok page, Facebook page, or Twitter page, or sample any Republican politician's social media account, and you'll find the latest ambiguous boogeyman, the woke mob. They shoehorn the words into every televised conversation, every incendiary think piece, every pearl-clutching press conference, usually tethered to other recently wielded phrases like the radical left and cancer culture. These redemptive, nonsensical word salads are designed to terrify their constituents, leverage fear and easily manipulated, and to misdirect them from reality that they have no actual platform outside the opposition to progress, the resistance to diversity, the aversion to equality, and the invasion of justice. Woke is a versatile conservative catch-all epithet. Woke is the Republican speak for those who believe every American adult should have a voice in the electoral process of this nation. Although some people, like Mary Jean Taylor Greene, for instance, going on Twitter calling for a national divorce, which is nothing more than Republican speak for civil war, thinks we shouldn't, at least for 5 years if we move to a red state. Woke as Republicans speak for people who don't believe a human being's body, gender identity, or sexual orientation are anyone else's business, unlike the so-called Christians out there, the Christian right-wing ministers who want to have it everyone in their own image, not God's, their own image of what man and woman should be. Woke as Republicans speak for those who are sickened at the violence against the Asian community, the direct result of an irresponsible rhetoric of a Republican president. And in case you don't know who that Republican president I'm talking about is, see for yourself.
COVID-19, or as I call it, the China virus.
The China virus. The China virus. The China virus.
I call it the China virus.
I call it the China plague.
Kung flu, yeah. Kung flu.
For those who are disgusted that cancer diagnosis now often necessitates a GoFundMe page because we're making illness a financial death sentence. Is that right, Rick Scott? Isn't that right, Mike Lee? Isn't that right, Louis Gohmert? Isn't that right, Lindsey Graham? All these people wanting to take out Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. For those, woke is a Republican speak for people who do not abide the assassination of unarmed people of color by members of law enforcement infected with white supremacy. And we have too many examples of that. Woke is Republican speak for those who grieve the way this nation is ravaged by preventable gun violence because those who profit from it have such a stranglehold on lawmakers. Need I say anything about that? Woke is Republican speak for those of us who exhibit the slightest empathy whatsoever towards migrant families or the working poor or people of color when we see how hostile our nation has been to them and how oppressive it still is. Woke is to want fair elections. Woke is to be anti-fascist. Woke is to be anti-racist. Woke is to trust science. Woke is to wear a mask in a pandemic. Woke is to be a parent of a bullied child. Woke is to want to be addressed with the gender of your identity, that you identify with, Woke is to want a less polluted community. Anything that brings equality gets this label from the right because inequality is its only goal. It turns out that woke is Republican speak for anyone who gives a damn about other human beings or the planet. It's a dog whistle slur against expressions of humanity that seek to make a vulnerable community less vulnerable, or to spread resources, opportunity, power, and a voice to more people. Republicans traffic in words like woke because those words require no quantifiable data, no measure of objective reality, no definable parameters for their base. They're simply magical incarnations that conjure up terror in the minds of a generation of uninformed white people who have lost the ability to think critically and who desperately need to ratify their prejudices and give credence to their blind hatred of difference. Watching conservative America hysterics about woke mobs swiftly encroaching in threat, I'm greatly encouraged by because I see how terrified they are. It tells me that they sense the arc of moral universe bending towards justice. They see the progress on the horizon of history. They feel the democratic move towards a place where they will soon be the minority. Yes, the woke mob is coming for them. The desperate sprawl army of fiercely devoted human beings who know that diversity makes us better, that compassion is the better path, and that more voices make a sweeter sound. And the bigots and the hate preachers and the supremacists are right to be afraid of us because in our wokeness, we are going to make sure that they do not have the final word here. To Republicans, to be woke is to be deeply human, and that humanity will be the foe they can't defeat. John Pavlovitz, thank you for answering that question of what is woke in such an elegant way. Republicans, I'm going to make this very simple to you. You may hate us because we show compassion towards people who don't have much, people who are bullied and marginalized. You can hate us all we want. But one day or the other, you're going to have to answer, maybe to your constituents, and sooner or later, even if you don't believe in him, especially you're going to answer to God, whether you believe in him or not, to how you treat these people, the poor, the less than, the downtrodden. How do you treat this woman, this man, this boy or girl who may be dealing with issues of gender identity? Are you going to say, I disrespected them? I hate that person for what he is? I hate this person because he's poor? I hate this woman because she's black? I hate this person because she's an entertainer? I hate this person because he's a football player? Or are you going to say that I did everything I can to encourage these people, to help these people? Frankly, if you're honest with yourself, and we all know that you're not, Republicans, you'll be answering the question in a way that makes you look like the monsters that you already are. So you want to slur me as being woke? I take it as a badge of honor. Better woke than being a hateful bastard like all of you. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.